What's up, y'all? It's Kamikaze MMA coming back for another video, alright? I'm having to remake this video, so I'm pretty fucking pissed off right now. I think I made a 35-minute video, reviewing this fucking card. And then my player was like, hey, actually, let's not fucking work today. How about that? How about let's not work? So I'm remaking this. A little pissed off, obviously. Sorry, let me get this a little bit better. Alright, well, so I have to fucking redo this whole thing. Luckily, I missed the Cameron Simon prediction anyway, so, let's get right into it. I'm not picking Chelsea Chandler to ever win a fight. I'm picking Jocelyn Edwards by decision. I'm just gonna run through these cards. I broke them down already, but you aren't gonna see that. Alright. I'm picking Roberto Romero by second round TKO. Third round TKO. Picking Jacqueline Amorim by first round submission. The reason I'm not picking Timothy Kumba is because if I'm not mistaken, he hasn't won a fight in the UFC. Neither has the other dude, but yeah. He's lost 2 fights to Lucas Almeida. He lost to Lucas Almeida. That's why I'm not picking him, because he lost to Lucas Almeida. Malcolm Wellmaker versus Cameron Simon. I don't know Malcolm Wellmaker. I don't want to pick for this fight because I haven't seen this dude fight. Shit. Fuck. Whatever. Fuck, bro. I'm just going to pick Cameron Simon by decision. I really think he's going to get knocked out, but I'm going to pick him by decision. I really want him to win by decision, so we're just going to pick Cameron Simon by decision. Moving up. Damon Blackshear versus Atling Heli. Damon Blackshear's really good. He got caught once. He beat Mario Batista. He beat him everywhere, and he somehow didn't win that fight. I remember, I don't get to watch fights with my dad often. I remember watching this fight with my dad, because it was on the Sean O'Malley card, right? Yeah, he was on the Sean O'Malley card. Yeah, versus Aljo. That shit pissed me off too. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't a big fan of Sean O'Malley. Damon Blackshear should have won against Mario Batista. Coming back, Twister, one week later, beats Mario Batista. Doesn't get the decision because, you know, why would you give the decision to the right guy? We're in MMA. We're not in, I don't fucking know. We're not in American politics. So I'm picking fucking Damon Blackshear by second round submission, maybe first round. But I think Atling Heli is a little bit good enough to stand with him for a round, and then he's going to get submitted in the second. Chris Gutierrez is going to beat John Castaneda either by second round TKO, third round TKO, or decision. I'm going to pick decision. Nope, because I remember I picked third round leg kick TKO. That's what I'm going to pick. That's what I'm going to go with. This is going to be a quicker video now because I am pissed off that I didn't save it. Evan Elder versus Gage Young. Evan Elder I'm picking because I don't know who Gage Young is, and all I know is that he lost to Quinlan Salkeed, and that was the earliest stoppage in UFC history, so I'm not going to put much stock into losing into that dude. Matt Schnell, Jimmy Flick. I'm picking Jimmy Flick by second round submission. Because Matt Schnell got submitted by Cody Durden, and Jimmy Flick submitted Cody Durden. So, I think this is a pretty easy pick. In my opinion, I don't think you could pick Matt Schnell just like Chelsea Chandler to win a fight against a human. I just don't think you can pick these people, frankly. And frankly. Ikram Alaskarov versus Andre Muniz. We're picking Ikram Alaskarov by second round submission TKO. I'm picking TKO, but he could get it done by submission. I mean, once again, these fights are kind of easy to pick, this card. I'd be surprised. The only 2 fights really that I'm like concerned about are Timothy Kumba, Roberto Romero, and the Malcolm Wellmaker fight versus Cameron Simon. But the rest of these are kind of just like free money, honestly. Like, they're just the easiest picks to make. Moving up, Randy Brown's going to decision Nicholas Dalby. I don't think Dalby can win unless you need a finish. And Randy Brown does not need a finish. He can go to decision. He actually is more likely to get finish if you're JDM. But if you're not JDM, which Nicholas Dalby is not JDM, you are fucking getting decisioned. So Randy Brown by decision. Michelle Pereira is going to knock out Abus Magomedov in the second round. Third round maybe. Maybe even the first. But I'm picking second round TKO with Michelle Pereira. People act like this dude has no cardio. He went to the fifth round with Anthony Hernandez, who I believe is the best middleweight currently in the UFC. So I don't know how this is a bad thing. How Michelle Pereira going 5 rounds with Anthony Hernandez. I mean, to be fair, he did get finished in the fifth. He went 5 rounds with Anthony Hernandez. You shouldn't be able to do that if you have no cardio. You shouldn't be able to go 2 rounds with Anthony Hernandez if you have no cardio. So I don't know what people are talking about. Abus has made improvements, but he's beating Warley Alves and who else? Let's check. Who else does this dude beat? Bruno Ferreira. Bruno Ferreira is good. It's not going to show me who's beat. Bruno Ferreira's beat a couple of people. I think he beat RoboCop, which I was pretty sad about when it happened. But, it is what it is. Life moves on. I'm picking Michelle Pereira by second round TKO. I don't think Abus is that good. And he didn't finish. It's not like he finished Bruno Ferreira. Okay, he did. He finished him by submission, though. So, I think a TKO would have given me a little more faith in him, but that's a slightly difficult fight to pick. This next fight is slightly difficult as well. I'm picking David Onama by third round TKO because I think Giga's going to get caught. He's just been fighting for too long and not been high level enough to... obviously, if you look at his face, it's concerning. But I'm not even saying because of his face. He's also 6 foot at 145, which isn't good. Yeah, I just don't see a path to victory besides Giga kicking the whole fight. His boxing isn't great. David Onama's boxing's pretty good. It's not great either, though. Neither of these dudes are great. I don't know why this is not the opener on the main card. It's probably just because Giga has a name. It's kind of. And David Onama ruined Celebration once. That's really all he's known for is knocking someone out and ruining the Celebration. And all Giga's known for is losing to top contenders. Okay, I guess he KO'd Edson Barboza. I don't remember that happening. And Cub Swanson back-to-back. And Jamie Simmons. Or Simons, however you pronounce that. So that's pretty impressive. And then he lost to Calvin Kattar. And then he beat Alex Caceres, but it's Alex Caceres. And then he lost to Arnold Allen. So it's just this dude is known for... I guess he's known for knocking out Edson Barboza, to be fair. I feel like I haven't seen that KO. In all honesty, you could call me a casual. I feel like I've not seen that KO before. But I'm still picking David Onama. I think Giga could get it done, but I just am not picking him. So it's a close fight there. Probably the closest on the card besides the Malcolm Wellmaker one, just because we don't know how high level he is, really, at all. Anthony Smith's getting knocked out in the first round by saying Zhang Ming Yang. Why do I keep saying I fucking hate saying that. Zhang Ming Yang beat Ozzy Diaz, the great Ozzy Diaz, and he beat Brinson Ribeiro, the great Brinson Ribeiro. So, yeah, he's just going to knock out Anthony Smith because Anthony Smith is not a fighter anymore. He's a shell of a human that goes into the cage to get into a fetal position. This is every single Anthony Smith fight. And it's not like I'm trying to, like, the knockout with Dominic Reyes was so fucking sad, bro. This dude, like, the fight started and this dude was in the fetal position. Literally the entire second round. Dominic Ray, what were the strike? Oh my gosh, bro. 172 to 24 strikes. 121 to 21 significant. Oh my gosh, bro. I didn't even know the strike differential was that crazy. Like, I was gonna joke and be like, it was like 200 more strikes. It almost was, bro. It almost was. This dude was in the fetal position from the start of round 2. And Dominic Reyes was just going... Four minutes and 46 seconds until the fucking ref just stepped in. It was honestly the saddest win I've ever seen in my life. And then when Dominic Reyes knocked out Krylov, did he knock out Nikita Krylov? Is that correct? Am I correct in that? Yep, Nikita Krylov. I always get him and the dude Garry beat. Fuck, bro. Fuck. Oh, bro, why does this keep happening? Why does this keep happening to me? Matt Frivola. I couldn't think of Matt Frivola in the last video I filmed for this. Now I can't think of... what's his face? I'll fucking remember it. Okay, come on. Slow. Let's just talk about Ian Garry and Carlos Prates. I'll start this off the same way I did in the last video that I made for this, since y'all won't see that. Shavkat Rakhmonov landed less strikes than Ian Garry somehow. I don't know if y'all watched that fight. That is not what I saw whatsoever. He landed less significant and less total strikes. It looked like Ian Garry landed 3 punches that whole fight. It didn't look like Ian Garry was... It looked like Ian Garry's best performance and Shavkat's worst, and Ian Garry looked terrible. Fuck, bro. Michael Page won that fight, in my opinion. I get giving it to Ian Garry. I totally understand that. He had control time. I get it. You like nut huggers? I get it. Just kidding. Rob's my favorite fighter, so what can I say? What can I say? I mean, I like Carlos Prates too. Ian Garry is terrible, dude. Let me just go through this. He starts off with a KO of Jordan Williams, who I think got cut immediately after. Let's see this dude's record. He's had 3 losses by KO. And they were all... Okay. No, they weren't all. Nasruddin Imavov beat him by decision, which is kind of crazy that Ian Garry knocked him out and Nasruddin Imavov. He must have cut weight down to 170 and just not been prepared. Mickey Gall, rear naked choke. Mickey Gall, rear naked choke in round 1. And then Ian Garry, round 1 finish as well. So he also knocked out RoboCop, which is crazy. Okay. It seems like everyone's knocking out RoboCop these days. Let's go to Ian Garry's next fight. Ian Garry's next fight was Darian Weeks. He goes to decision. Then he goes to decision against Gabe fucking Green. You know, the great Gabe Green and the great Darian Weeks take him all the way to decision. Then we get the 2-finish streak, the great 2-finish streak of Ian Machado Garry, where he gets almost flatlined by Song Kanan, comes back and finishes him. Pretty impressive, shows some heart. Daniel Rodriguez is a walking punching bag for Ian Garry. Head kicks him and finishes him. Easiest fight for Ian Garry in his entire career, probably, honestly. Neil Magny can't finish. When I say I was watching this fight and like, how is this dude not finishing him? Bro, you could put a fucking toddler in the octagon with Neil Magny that night with one leg, and he would get the fucking finish, dude. All you do is at range, just leg kick, leg kick, leg kick, leg kick. Like, prime Israel Adesanya when he was just leg kicking when he was just fucking leg kicking the whole fight. That's all you do, Ian Garry. You're not dangerous, bro. You're talking about knocking out Carlos Prates. You are one of the least dangerous welterweights. You are literally one of the least dangerous welterweights. Not even in the top 15, in the top 20, bro. In the top 20, you're one of the least dangerous welterweights. You have not finished anyone since you head kicked Daniel Rodriguez, which was a match made in heaven. You only finished Sean Kanan because he had an adrenaline dump from almost finishing you. You took Shavkat's back. Wow, great job. Great job. You took Shavkat's back. Amazing. You've been training with Charles Oliveira. Incredible. Good. Your grappling's pretty good. I will give you that. I don't think it's going to be good enough to go to decision with Carlos Prates at all. I don't believe in that whatsoever. You barely beat Jeff Neal. I mean, if we're being honest, you barely beat him too. You barely beat Michael Venom Page if you did beat him. I mean, I do think you beat Jeff Neal, but you barely beat Michael Page if you beat him, because I don't think you beat him. You acting like you beat Shavkat, which you fucking didn't. And it wasn't close, in my opinion. You couldn't finish a one-legged Neil Magny. A one-legged Neil Magny in 2023, you could not finish him. Carlos Prates dropped Neil Magny twice, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 3 times. He dropped him twice. And got a takedown on Neil Magny, which he didn't do. Okay. Let me get into my prediction now, alright? Because it's Ian Garry. We all know this dude sucks. Alright? This dude's the most overrated fighter in the UFC, by far. Bar none. Most overrated fighter possibly ever. The fact that people think that this dude can be champ is crazy. It's crazy. Genuinely crazy. Shavkat hasn't really shown much besides beating Stephen Thompson by submission. Who else has he beat? I'll look at Shavkat. Here, I'll go look at Shavkat. Let's see who all Shavkat has beat. Alright? Let's look at who all Shavkat has beat to become the marauder of welterweight. The marauder. This dude's a marauder. Couldn't even finish Ian Garry, bro. Let's see. Stephen Thompson. The Jeff Neal fight was fucking great. Okay, I will say. That did put a lot of stock in him. The Jeff Neal fight was pretty fucking great. But this dude's finishing basically nobody. And Jeff Neal kind of gets beat by everybody. I'm sorry, I like Jeff Neal, but he kind of gets beat by everybody, alright? So let's not act like Jeff Neal's the best fighter of all time or anything here. Alright? You beat Jeff Neal after basically losing the fight. You beat Jeff Neal by standing rear naked choke, which was a crazy cool finish. Really, really fun. Really, really exciting. The fight against Ian Garry, it looked like his whole body was injured. It looked like he got taken over by an injured person. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Let's just get into Carlos Prates. Okay, comes in, Trevin Giles, boxing him up. Alright, let me just say this. Carlos Prates it's weird. I guess it's just the Trevin Giles fights. And the Li Jing Liang fight was kind of close too. So he kind of gets outboxed in every single fight he's in. Like for a little bit. And then he finds his range and it's just over. Once he finds his range, it's just over. It is what it is. I mean, the Charles Radke KO is the best KO in UFC history, in my opinion. That's heavy recency bias. But we do gotta say, landing a stiff left hand and going, whoo! And then throwing a knee. A perfect knee. Perfect. Straight to the liver. Doesn't even wait for him to drop. Just starts running away, basically. The craziest finish I think I've ever seen. Leon Edwards' head kick might be the best just based on storyline and everything. People say Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor went for 2 extra strikes. I don't count that as a KO. That's a TKO. That's a technical knockout. If you're going to go in for extra strikes, I don't count it as a knockout. You're not a clean fighter. You can't finish people without hitting them on the ground. Sorry. Jeremy Stevens, when he knocks people out, they don't fucking move. That's a knockout. When Conor McGregor hits people, they get wobbly, and then he's like, jerking off on their fucking head. That's not as impressive to me. Sorry. It's cool. It's fun. It's fun to watch, but it's not as impressive. It's way more impressive to be so confident that even if this dude gets up from the knee you just landed, it doesn't matter. Because the fight is already over in your head. The fight's already over that you're walking away from landing one of the perfect knees of all time. If not the most perfect knee in UFC history. I mean, maybe Jorge Masvidal could give that to him. That was kind of like a perfect setup and everything like that. Goes out cold. But once again, that's not a knockout because he hit him on the ground. Those punches were super necessary. Yeah, because he didn't knock him out, loser. That's why they were necessary, because you can't fucking finish someone on the feet. You have to finish them on the ground, loser. All right? I really hope this didn't just happen, because that would really make me upset. Okay, thank God. My laptop turned off, and I was like, oh, I'm going to shoot myself if I have to fucking film this video for a 3rd time. This is one of the cards I'm most excited for in the whole year, honestly. I don't even know if I was picking people. Let's just go through the card again so I could get all my picks out. Because I've been like really, I don't know. I probably didn't. I think I picked everyone on the prelims. Jocelyn Edwards by decision. Roberto Romero by 3rd round TKO. Jacqueline Amorim by 1st round submission. Cameron Simon by decision. Damon Blackshear by 2nd round submission. Chris Gutierrez by decision. Evan Elder by decision. Matt Schnell is going to get submitted in the 2nd round. Maybe the 1st. I'm gonna just say the 1st round. Ikram Aliskerov is going to get a 2nd round TKO. Nicholas Dalby is going to get decisioned by Randy Brown. Because Randy Brown decisions people. when I knock people out, they get decisions. Dude, this camera looks terrible on my teeth. My teeth look like they're fucking British, bro. I look British out here. This is terrible. Giga Chikadze is going to get knocked out in the 3rd round, I think. And then we got Anthony Smith getting knocked out in the 1st. And I got Carlos Prates by 1st round knockout. Let me explain to you exactly how it's going to happen, all right? Because I'm a psychic. So, the round starts, right? Prates comes out. They might touch gloves. They might not. I think they will because Ian Garry, like, cucks to whoever he's fighting. He's like, oh, please touch my glove, mate. I mean, Gene Silva kind of does the same thing, but it's fucking badass when he does it. You know what I'm saying? Because he's badass. Ian Garry ain't badass, bro. You saw the fucking... I ain't gonna say that because that's fucking... You saw his ass cheeks on fucking Twitter, bro? You saw this dude's fucking ass cheeks on Twitter? This dude is not badass. Alright? Alright. I think what's gonna happen is Ian Garry's gonna go for a leg kick, get hit with a left hand, get dropped bad, like straight to his butt. Like, think about when Jai Herbert dropped Ilia Topuria, right? He dropped him to his butt bad, right? I think he's gonna get dropped to his butt, scramble for a takedown. He's gonna try to shoot for a takedown. Carlos Prates is just gonna push his head down, step out, step back. Ian Garry's going to stand up, come in for another takedown, and Carlos Prates is going to land that left knee straight on the chin, flatlining him. Think about the way Derek Lewis and Curtis Blades, that knockout. That's what I see happening, but instead of an uppercut, it's just a knee. So it's going to be Ian Garry going like this, getting kneed, and then just boom. And it's going to be like the one where it's like the whole body like comes back, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, right? So, yeah. I don't know how you're not picking Carlos Prates for this fight if you're picking Ian Garry. Give me your girl's number, bro, because she does not want you, okay? She does not want you if you're picking Ian Garry for this fucking fight. If you're picking Ian Garry against anyone besides... who's someone in the top 10 he could beat? I don't know. We'll see. After he gets flatline KO'd, I don't think he's going to win another fight, to be honest. I think he's so delusional that this is going to crumble his whole existence, and he will not be able to fight after this. I think he will most likely retire. Okay, I want to say, I watched the interview with him, right? And this is the most telling thing. And I think I'm going to make a YouTube short about this. This is the most telling thing that gives me confidence that Carlos Prates is going to knock him out. Ian Garry, first off, he's talking about, after... hold on. I got to lower my testosterone real quick. Yeah, guys, after I fought... That's Leon. Why are these dudes so soy from the fucking UK? Ireland's in the UK, right? I think so. I think it's in the UK. I don't know. It's not that important. Their countries are failing anyways. Who gives a fuck about them? After I knock this guy out, I'll teach him how to be better. We could get some, we could hang out a little bit, do this, do that, And then, not even 5 minutes later, he's like, I don't even want to knock him out. I want to take him by decision. I don't want him to have the mental excuse of, I just got caught, or, he's just powerful, whatever. That's Ian Garry coping for when he's about to get flatline knocked out in the first round of this fight. I just want to school him for full rounds. For 5 rounds. So he has no excuses. He just knows Ian Garry's better. Ian Garry's better. Bro, why are you talking about knocking him out then? Why would you even try to knock him out if you want to have a 5-round decision? That's what you want. But it's not what you want, let's be real. What you want is to get him out quick and early, so you don't have to deal with getting flatline knocked out. But you will. Most likely Carlos Prates is going to knock him out in the second round, but I'm picking first round the way I said it. But most likely he's just going to land a left hand in the fucking second round and flatline him. If we're being real. I could also see a head kick. I just think Ian Garry's kind of open to head kicks. I don't know. We'll see. I'm picking second round head kick KO if it goes past the first. And if Ian Garry takes him down and is able to control him, he might get the decision. Yay! We get a fucking boring grappling match for 5 rounds. And then we get to watch Ian Garry fight Sean Brady or Joaquin Buckley. Which Joaquin Buckley would be a pretty good matchup. Sean Brady wouldn't be a great matchup for Ian Garry. As an Ian Garry hater. I think Ian Garry would probably beat Sean Brady, to be honest. I think that's a really good matchup for him. I think he most likely wins that fight. This fight, however, I don't see him in any universe winning this. It's possible. I don't see it happening. It's MMA. Fucking Jimmy Flick could beat Francis Ngannou. And out of 1,000 times, there's a chance. So, it's MMA. What are we doing here? Carlos Prates should win this fight 100 out of 101 times. So, yeah. I just don't see how Ian Garry consecutively gets the takedown. And if he thinks he's going to outstrike Carlos Prates and not get flatline KO'd, he is more delusional than we even know. He's more delusional than we even know, and I hope so. I hope he's so delusional that he thinks he can outstrike Carlos Prates for 5 rounds. I hope he's that delusional. I don't think he is. I think you have to be realistic going into this fight. His whole camp is probably like, dude, this dude could fucking take your head off. This dude could take your head off, and I don't think you could take his head off. So you gotta fucking wrestle. This guy needs to go to Dagestan before this fight. He doesn't. Who has Charles Oliveira taken down, bro? Charles Oliveira doesn't really take people down. So I don't really see him getting that takedown. Alright? Especially against a fighting nerd, another Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. I don't see him getting a takedown. And I could see Carlos Prates submitting him. Honestly. Especially after Gene Silva just submitted Bryce Mitchell. Carlos Prates could 1,000,000%. 1,000,000% submit Ian Garry. I'm thinking about putting like $5 on Prates by submission, just because the odds are like plus 2,000. So it's like $2 would get you like $40 or something. I mean, it's possible. It's very possible. I think people won't admit that. I mean, I think people will probably call me crazy for even suggesting that it's possible. To be fair, I did pick Alex Pereira by submission. Who got the takedown in that fight? It was Alex Pereira. Magomed shot, 14 takedowns or some shit? Let's fucking see this shit. How many takedowns does this bitch shoot? Let's see. Shot 12 takedowns. 12 for 0. Alex is 0 for 1 on the stats. Guess what? If you watched the fight, you watched Magomed Ankalaev get swept off his feet at the end of the third round, the fourth round, the second round, somewhere in those rounds. I think it was the third round. I'm pretty sure. Didn't see that happen to... You didn't see Magomed doing any of that. Wonder why. It's crazy. It's almost like I said that. But yeah. I don't know how you're picking Ian Garry unless you just want him to nut hug. Maybe you don't want him to, but maybe you just see him nut hugging for the whole fight, which is like, that's fine. Once again, I am a Merab fan, so I guess I kind of need to be a little bit nuanced. But Merab is so fun to watch. I don't know why, but something about watching, being a fan, I became a fan of Merab when he completely annihilated Petr Yan and made him look like an amateur. Frankly, he made Petr Yan look like an amateur, and I was like, dude, how is this even possible? How is this even fucking possible, bro? So I became a fan of Merab then. And ever since then, every time I watch one of his fights, I'm like, this dude is gonna get fucking knocked out. What the fuck is he doing? What the fuck are you doing, Merab? You're gonna get knocked out. And then he just decisions everyone. And it's so fun for me for some reason. It's just so fun being so anxious that this dude is going to get knocked out. And he just decisions everyone. So I guess if you're an Ian Garry fan, it could be fun to watch. But Ian Garry doesn't do it in a fun way. Ian Garry takes people down and holds them. I mean, Merab doesn't even take people down. He strikes with them and then he shoots takedowns to make them tired. I don't even know how it works. I don't know how his style hasn't been figured out. He literally shoots takedowns, and he tires people out by shooting takedowns. It's the most mind-boggling thing you have ever witnessed. If you haven't watched a Merab fight, go watch one right now. I mean, if you're fucking 33 minutes into this video and you haven't seen a Merab fight, thank you. I don't know how you got this far. I'd be very surprised if anyone is here making eye contact with me right now. I'd be very surprised. But yeah, we're picking Carlos Prates, bro. Come on. Me and the world are picking Carlos Prates. Peace out, bro. Can't wait to see this dude get cucked, bro. I'm so fucking tired of seeing his face. I'm so fucking tired of hearing his voice. I'm fucking tired of everything. I don't know how he gets his voice that high-pitched and annoying as a man. Maybe he's the first woman transgender to be competing at a high level in MMA. That would be, honestly, if he came out, I'd be very impressed. But that would be the only thing that would make sense. No, it's the vegan diet. We all know this. Yeah, look, I can't even get my voice like that. I mean, yeah, yeah. Bro, this dude's voice is so fucking high pitched. Hold on. Yeah, man, I just wanna, you know, show the world that I'm the greatest. And, that's not even what I'm trying to say. I really care about my health and I don't smoke. So I wouldn't smoke a cigarette with him. That's what I was getting at. That was fucking way less funny than I thought it was going to be. So I'm going to end the video here. Peace.